All right, and we are live. Good evening po mga kaguro, and of course, welcome back to Gurong Pinoy. If you are watching us on YouTube, please don't forget to like this video and of course, share this video. If you're watching us naman through Facebook, i-like na po yung ating video, share our video, start a watch party, and of course, tag your friends, and let us all have our opening prayer. Please join me.
Lord God, salamat po sa oras na ito na binigay niyo muli sa amin. Sa pagkakataon, Panginoon, salamat po sa maraming mga pagpapala at proteksyon na dulot mo sa bawat isa sa amin. At Panginoon, kami po ay humihingi ng inyong paggabay muli sa amin pong gagawin sa oras pong ito. Sana po ay marami po kaming matutunan sa mga leksyon na aming aaralin po ngayon. Patuloy po nawa na tulungan mo po kami sa aming mga pangarap, Panginoon. Ibinibigay po namin ang lahat po sa inyo, Panginoon, dahil ikaw po ang nagsabi na kung kasama ka namin sa lahat ng pagkakataon ay tunay nga po na magtatagumpay po kami. Kaya Ama, sana po ay mapakinggan mo ang mga hiling po namin na ito. I-bless mo po ang family ni Ma'am Meg, ni Sir Ram, maging ang mga pamilya din po namin, Panginoon. Dalangin ho namin ang buong bansa namin, buong mundo na nakakaranas pa po sa pandemic. Sana po ay bumuti na ang kalagayan po namin, O Diyos. Naniniwala po kami sa inyo sa mga pangako mo sa bawat isa sa amin. Salamat po sa Panginoong Jesus na nagdulot po sa amin ng pag-asa sa buhay po na ito. Ama, ito po ang aming dalangin sa pangalan ni Jesus. Amen.
Amen. All right, and of course, we would like to welcome back the members of our Gurong Pinoy team, starting with Team Gardner. Please do like this video, and of course, napaka-importante i-share po ang ating video. Ganun din po sa members ng ating Team Newbie, no? Yung ating Team Erickson, mag-like na po ng ating video, and of course, share this video so that we can reach out to more people. Now, again, this is the last night that we have our live stream through YouTube and Facebook, no? YouTube natin, YouTube channel natin, and of course, our Facebook page. Because by next weekend, we are all going to have our final coaching, which will be exclusive for the members of our Gurong Pinoy team. So again, if you want to join our final coaching, pa-member na po kayo, no? Just send us a message to our Facebook page. Ngayon po, kung nanonood kayo sa Facebook page namin, mag-send po kayo ng message dyan so that your questions will be answered so that you can join our final coaching for free. There's Majorship, there's ProfEd, Gen Ed, there's also a pre-board. There's also going to be a day for prayers and petition, which is going to be the day prior to your LEP. So again, our final coaching is all exclusive for our Gurong Pinoy teams. Please join us. And so please just send us a message to our Facebook page later. If you cannot really join us, if hindi nyo talaga kayang maging member ng aming Gurong Pinoy teams, no? Pwede rin po kayong pumunta sa aming YouTube channel, of course, and watch our videos. There are so many videos there. Maaring hindi nyo pa naubos lahat ng aming videos, so please do go back to our YouTube channel and watch all the videos that we have there. Okay, now again, if you'd want to become a member of our Gurong Pinoy teams, if you will be taking the LET this September 2021, our membership fees are found on your screen. Again, please do send a message to our Facebook page so that your questions will be answered. If you will not be taking the LET this September, you might be taking it in January, March, June, or you might be taking it in September next year. You can join our next team, which is Team Piaget. This is 1 year membership fee from October of this year until September next year. Okay, so again, if you are a current member of Team Gardner or Team Erickson and you will be taking the LET next year, then your former membership fees are going to be deducted from the membership fee of Team Piaget. We still have the discount of 500 pesos for the first 200 members. So again, magpa-member na po kayo. If you already know that you'll be taking the LET next year, then do grab the chance to have that discount of 500 pesos. All right. Now, again, you can also support us by becoming one of our supporters. Our supporters also receive their exclusive content. They have exclusive tests with answer keys, additional information, additional materials for our supporters. Maraming salamat po sa lahat ng ating mga supporters. You may also support Gurong Pinoy by sending us your stars whenever I go live on Facebook and also your super chat, super stickers on YouTube. And of course, this video is still brought us by Rain TV HD. You can be one of the first 1,000 subscribers of Rain TV HD and still have a chance to win 200 pesos. Okay, but tonight, of course, we are going to have our discussion for professional education. If you're ready, so please go ahead and like this video so that we can all start. Lahat ng mga mag-e-exam sa September, mag-like na po. Ayan, si Sir Alvi Medalyada. Sa September, si Sir Alvi. Okay, so again, go ahead, like this video. And mag-share po ng ating video. Marami po tayong nare-reach out kapag na-share niyo po yung ating video. Sa lahat po ng mga friends nyo, yung mga kaibigan nyo, yung mga kaklase nyo, kahit po yung mga neighbors nyo, no? Yung neighbor mong chismosa. Pag nakita po niya yung share yung video at kukuha din siya ng let, baka po makatulong po sa kanya. So please go ahead again and share our video. Okay, go ahead, share our video, start a watch party, tag your friends. Maraming salamat, Ma'am Jasmine 1, for tagging your friends. Again, please go ahead, tag your friends and share this video. Maraming salamat for all of you who've already started a watch party. Okay, mag-share na po ng ating video, mag-like ng ating video, react to our video. And we will be starting in just a few seconds. Go ahead and share our video. All right, we start with ProfEd number 1. Okay, number 1, every time Zion solves word problems, he approaches the problems in the exact same way. As the problems become more complicated, Zion has trouble solving them because he cannot think creatively. Which of the following tendencies is an example of his habitual approach to solving word problems? Is it letter A, object permanence, letter B, functional fixedness, letter C, high road transfer, or is it letter D, response sets? Okay, this has been discussed last weekend in our ProfEd review. Okay, so what do you think is the correct choice for number 1? Please put that in our chat box. Number 1, ano kaya ang sagot? Ma'am Jeneline Maniego Valencia, maraming salamat for tagging your friends. Thank you po. Ano kaya ang sagot for number 1? Number 1, okay, B. I see some B's in number 1. May D. Ma'am Kimberly Lopez Buquel, maraming salamat for tagging your friends. Again, please go ahead and share our video. I-share po yung ating video and of course, tag your friends, start a watch party so that we can reach out to more people. Thank you, Ma'am Irina B. Sanchez for tagging your friends. D. B. A. Samutsari ang inyong sagot. Okay, sige. Hintayin natin yung ibang sagot. Okay, so I see a lot of D's, no, a lot of A's and a lot of B's. A and B. Okay, go ahead. D, A. Maraming salamat, Ma'am Loyalin Bancali Dakipel and Ma'am Momay Donaire for the watch party. All right, going back to the question that we have here, na-discuss na po natin ito last time, no? So last weekend, discuss na natin ito. Ano kaya ang tamang choice dito? Every time Zion solves word problems, he approaches the problems in the exact same way. As the problems become more complicated, Zion has trouble solving them because he cannot think creatively. Which of the following tendencies is an example of his habitual approach to solving word problems? And the correct choice here is Letter D, it's response sets. Okay, response sets ito. When you say response sets, that is the tendency for people to approach problems in a rigid, habitual manner or persistent pattern. Okay, so parehas lagi ang inyong response. Parehas lagi yung inyong reply. Kunwari si tatay mo, di ba? Yung tatay nanay, ganito lagi eh. Pagkahaba-haba ng chat mo or pagkahaba-haba ng text mo sa nanay tatay mo, yung reply lang lagi ay K. Okay? K or OK. That's the response set. No? Response set. Tendency for people to approach problems in a rigid habitual manner or persistent pattern. Meron lang siyang pattern. Now, we've talked about this last weekend. Meron po tayong question na ganito last weekend, pero iba po yung words na ginamit. Remember, when you take your ProfEd, the words are not going to always be the same, but the concepts should be remembered. Dapat inaaalala niyo yung concepts. Meron tayong question last weekend na which of the following would hinder or would avoid students being creative? Okay, so hindi ka nagiging creative if you continue using response sets. I think we have 2 or 3 questions about this last weekend. Okay, so balikan niyo po yan kung hindi niyo naalala, no? If you are a member of our Gurong Pinoy teams, then that has already been posted. Naka-post na po sa inyong Gurong Pinoy team, no? Pwede niyo i-download yung PowerPoint presentation from last weekend. So again, this is response sets. And that is letter D. Buena mano ligwak. Okay, ayun. Meron ng mga naiyak. So again, wag kalimutan yung ating concepts na discuss na natin to, di ba? Last weekend, meron tayong questions about response sets. Again, response sets ay parehas lamang yung reaction mo lagi, yung atake mo lagi sa isang problema, sa isang question, ay parehas. And so, pag naging complicated na siya, hindi ka na nakaka-solve. Okay? Kasi fixed lang yung iyong alam. Or if you are given another method of doing something, then you cannot do it creatively dahil fixed lang yung alam mo because you are responding using a response set. Okay? So maraming salamat, Ma'am Momay Donairi. Ayon, first time naka-join sa live pero napanood ko na lahat ng video sa YouTube paulit-ulit po. Maraming salamat. All right, now, eto, sagutin ko lamang. Sir Dustin, ang agsalod, Mamek, lumabas daw sa last let yung infusion adoption. Meron po akong videos dyan. Hanapin niyo po yung Technology Integration Matrix. Okay, so i-type niyo po Technology Integration Matrix sa Gurong Pinoy. Meron na po tayong video niyan. Now, again, it's response sets for letter D. You all know what object permanence is. This is part of Piaget's cognitive development theory. Isa siya sa mga characteristic ng isang bata during the sensory motor stage, no? Yung object permanence, pag hindi pa na-achieve ng bata yung object permanence, pag wala yung nanay, pag wala yung object sa paningin ng bata, nakakalimutan ng bata yung object na yan or yung taong yan. Okay? So ito yung tinatawag nating out of sight, out of mind. Pag hindi pa niya nare-reach yung object permanence. So kaya tuwang-tuwa siya sa game na peekaboo. Okay? In Ilonggo, we call it watika. Okay? So tuwang-tuwa siya sa game na peekaboo dahil kapag tinakpan mo yung inyong mukha, nakakalimutan ko ng bata. So pag inopen mo yung hands mo para i-show yung mukha mo, nagugulat siya. Okay? Because the child still has no object permanence or the child still has not achieved object permanence. Nagugulat siya pag nakikita yung mukha mo. Okay? Baka ngayon, hanggang ngayon, no, kahit naka-object permanence na yung bata, nagugulat pa rin siya pag nakikita yung mukha mo. But again, yan po yung object permanence. Yung functional fixedness naman, ito yung thinking mo na ang isang bagay ay para lamang sa ganitong function. Okay? So, kunwari sa pag sinabi ng nanay mo na gamitin mo yung bagay nito para gawin ang isang bagay. For example, yung cellphone mo, yung cellphone dati pantawag lang talaga siya or yung phone dati pantawag lang talaga siya. Pero ngayon ang dami ng functions ng ating cellphone, no? Pwede siyang pang-chat, pwede siyang pang-research, pwede siyang pang-use ng internet, pwede siyang pang-sagot dito, no? Pag nanonood kayo sa akin, pwede siyang gamitin. Okay? So hindi na siya fixed yung function niya because when you say functional fixedness, you have a thinking that this object only has this certain function. Naka-fix lang yung function ng isang object. Object naman yung pinag-uusapan dito, hindi yung response sets. Response set would be your action, no? So, kunwari, parang ikaw, no? Isa lang yung function mo sa buhay niya, panakip butas ka lang, ang sakit. Okay? So, that's functional fixedness. Functional fixedness. Isa lamang yung function ng isang bagay or maaring isang tao sa buhay mo. High road transfer, we've also talked about this. We've talked about low road transfer and high road transfer. Pag sinabi mong low road transfer, ito yung mga hindi ka na nag-iisip, no, when you apply a certain skill into another situation, hindi ka na nag-iisip when you are talking about low road transfer. These are skills that are automatic. For example, when you type using a keyboard, hindi ka nag-iisip paano nga ito mag-type o paano nga ako magta-type, paano ko nga ito gawin. Or when you tie your shoelace, when you put on your, when you button up your shirt, these are some skills that you don't really need high road transfer. Yung high road transfer naman, these are things where you really have to go and use your critical thinking skills, problem solving skills. So when you are solving your math problems, for example, or when you are answering our tests, you are using high road transfer. You need to go back to all the concepts that you've studied and try to apply whatever concepts are applicable, and then you can come up with the correct choice. Okay, so but here, number one, that would be response sets. Maraming salamat, Ma'am Jasmine 1, for sending stars. Maraming salamat po to all our star senders. All right, we move on with number 2, okay? Rebound. Ayun, Ma'am Tin Acabo. Rebound talaga. Ang dami kong sinabi, rebound lang natandaan mo, ha? All right, now we move on with number 2. What are results of a positive learning environment? If you have a positive learning environment in your classroom, what happens? Is it letter A, students who are afraid of their teacher? Letter B, students who make few mistakes? Letter C, students who aren't afraid to make mistakes and feel comfortable with their teacher? Letter D, students who do whatever they are asked. Okay, which one do you think is the correct choice for number 2? Ma'am Nene Joy Mejia Fabito. First time here, Ma'am Mek. Welcome po. Maraming salamat po bilang instrumento sa pagbabahagi ng kaalaman sa ProfEd. God bless po, more power. Maraming salamat and welcome. Ma'am Jane Mendoza, watching from Tabuk City, Kalinga. Thank you. Maraming salamat po for tuning in tonight. Okay, C. I see a lot of letter C's. Genocide kaya yung mangyayari or lahat kaya ay nakachamba? Tama. Tama kaya lahat. Ma'am Nikki de la Cruz Harito, maraming salamat po for the watch party. Ma'am Joy Dairit, maraming salamat for the super sticker. Maraming salamat, Ma'am Joy, for always being so supportive of Gurong Pinoy. Ma'am Heidi Sumandal, thank you for the watch party. Watching from Korea, hello po. Sir Lloyd Manalo. From Pangasinan, Sir Mariano Ferrer, hello. First time from Davao City, welcome po, Sir Julius Arvin Madriga. Maraming salamat, Ma'am Fag-Ayan Arlene, one of our supporters, for sending stars. Thank you po. All right, going back to the question that we have here, what are results of a positive learning environment? If your learning environment is positive, that means if the students feel welcome, if the students feel safe, if the students feel that they can be whatever they can be or they can achieve their full potential while learning with you, okay? If they don't feel threatened, then what happens? Is it letter A, students who are afraid of their teacher? Letter B, students who make few mistakes? Letter C, students who aren't afraid to make mistakes and feel comfortable with their teacher? Or letter D, students who do whatever they are asked? And the correct choice, of course, here would be letter C, students who aren't afraid to make mistakes and feel comfortable with their teacher. Now, first day pa lamang po, napaka-importanteng ipaalala, no? Sabihin sa ating mga estudyante, it is okay to make mistakes, okay? Do not be scared to make mistakes. It is okay to make mistakes. That is what we're going to do in this classroom. We are going to discover. We are going to do trial and error. It's okay to make mistakes. Just move on, push, Okay, whenever you make mistakes, just rise up and learn from it. Okay, so students who aren't afraid to make mistakes, and of course, they feel comfortable with their teacher. Okay, it's very important that you form relationships with your students. In the boyfriend girlfriend, of course, it's a mentor-mentee relationship. You can be friends outside the classroom, but of course, inside the classroom, you should maintain your authority. Okay? Now, tomorrow, we are already going to start with our classes dito sa South Carolina. No? Bukas na po, yung aming first day of classes is face-to-face. Okay? So, face-to-face kami bukas. My biggest class size is 30. Okay? So, please pray for me as I start my 4th year of teaching here in the US. Okay, so bukas start na yung aming school year. All right, that's number 2, letter C. We move on with number 3. Which classroom technology tool can be used by teachers to display large text for whole group reading? Is it letter A, document camera, letter B, clicker, letter C, tablet, or letter D, interactive whiteboard? Okay, which one do you think is the best choice for number 3? Ma'am Edna Ballesteros, also one of our supporters. Maraming salamat po for the watch party. And also for giving us 50 stars. Sir John Wilter Ikin, Sir Mariano Ferrer, Ma'am Momay Donaire, maraming salamat for the watch party. Okay, letter D. Karamihang sagot letter D. D. Letter D. We are at number 3. Letter D. Sir Elmer Alasinio, maraming salamat again for sharing our video. Again, please do share our video. I-share po yung ating video, no, para mas marami pa po tayong matulungan. Ma'am Nikki de la Cruz Harito, Ma'am Analim Coreses Penamente, maraming salamat for the watch party. Okay, letter D. Karamihang sagot ay letter D. Mukhang genocide ang mangyayari. Ma'am Heidi Sumandal, Ma'am Christy Abrera Sabocor, maraming salamat po for the watch party. All right, now going back to the question that we have here, which classroom technology tool can be used by teachers to display large text for whole group reading? Is it letter A, document camera, letter B, clicker, letter C, tablet, or letter D, interactive whiteboard? Okay, the correct choice here is letter A. Document camera po yung ating hinahanap. Your hint here is to display large text for whole group reading. Okay, it is for whole group reading. This is your document camera. Your clicker, we've already talked about this last time, para siyang remote control, ginagamit ng kada estudyante, no, so that if you ask them to respond, if you ask them to answer questions, no, yung parang pang-survey minsan, yung mga sa mga game shows minsan, no, ginagamit yung mga pag nag-ask a friend ka or ask the audience ka, meron silang clicker. So, nakakapag-respond sila. Now, tablet, of course, you all know what a tablet is. Ito yung tab, no, meron yung anak mo, meron ganito, meron ka din ganito, yung tab, yung parang iPad din siya. Interactive whiteboard, this usually is used for projection. Okay, so para siyang katulad nito ng ginagawa natin pag meron kang whiteboard sa iyong classroom, po pwede siyang dyan mo iso-show yung inyong PowerPoint presentation. Pag interactive siya, yung like kagaya ng whiteboard, hindi naman whiteboard yung akin, screen siya na interactive, parang yun na yung PowerPoint presentation mo, touchscreen na lang, sinaswipe mo na lang siya, no? So dyan ka na, lahat ng ginagawa mo when you present your lesson, ay ganyan na. Pero yung document camera is the one that we use for whole group reading. Ito yung document camera. Okay, so this one right here is your DocuCam. So i-insert mo siya, i-connect mo siya sa iyong device, sa iyong laptop for example, and whatever materials you have there for reading or whatever materials you have there, yung mga selection mo, yung mga maliliit na documents, ay pwede niyang na project. Okay? So pwede siyang nakakonekta din siya sa projector mo, nakakonekta din siya sa iyong projector or sa inyong screen. Okay? But this one is the one that we are looking for. Yung document camera po yung ating hinahanap. Okay? Kasi sabi dito, this is to display large text for whole group reading. Okay? So number 3 is letter A. Hindi po letter D, letter A po ang ating choice. We move on with number 4. Awit, pero move on. What is one strategy for ensuring students' social safety? Is it letter A, make sure your students are always happy? Letter B, keep your classroom neat and tidy. Letter C, help each student find a friend. Letter D, make sure there are never conflicts among your students. Maraming salamat sa lahat ng nag-like, nag-tag at higit sa lahat, nag-share ng ating live stream video. Ayon, ligwak, sabi ni Ma'am Eunice. Ligwak, awit, move on. Ang bilis mag-move on ni Sir Rufy Mercado Caseñas. Mm-hmm. All right, number 4, I see a lot of letter D's. Letter D. Okay, letter D, karamihang sagot. Karamihan kaya ay ligwak na naman? Karamihan kaya ay miyembro na naman ng Team Genocide? Okay, going back to the question that you have here, number 4, what is one strategy for ensuring students' social safety? Okay, social safety. Okay, what do you think is the correct choice, the best choice here? Is it letter A, make sure your students are always happy? Letter B, keep your classroom neat and tidy. Letter C, help each student find a friend. Or letter D, make sure there are never conflicts among your students. Okay, the correct choice here is letter C. Help each student find a friend. To have social safety, dapat may social connection ang inyong estudyante. Okay? So, meron kang tinatawag na sociogram, di ba? Nakikita mo kung sino-sino yung mga connections ng isang estudyante. There is always a student who is like a star, no? Siya yung parang magnet, lahat ng tao na lumalapit sa kanya, marami siyang friends, okay? So, someone who is very sociable. Meron din naman na loner, no? So, itong loner na to, siya yung pangalagaan mo, siya yung kilalanin mo, you'd always have to reach out to this person. Ano kayang problema? Ba't itong batang to ay ayaw makipag-associate sa ibang bata? Okay? So, help each student. Kada estudyante mo, you have to be aware of what they are going through, no? Or you have to be aware of what is going on inside your classroom. So makikita mo naman, dapat conscious ka kung ano nangyayari sa classroom mo, dapat conscious ka pag may nahihirapang estudyante din sa classroom mo, pag merong walang friend sa classroom mo. Okay? So, hindi po pwedeng walang friend yung isang bata. We are not going to choose make sure there are never conflicts because of the term never. Okay, never bang magkaka-conflict yung inyong student? Minsan nga, gin-report mo lang, pinair work mo lang, nag-away na di ba? Nung gumawa kayo ng thesis, di ba? Ang daming conflict. Minsan sa pag-divide pa lang ng group task, may conflict na, okay? So, we cannot choose letter D because of the term never. There would always be conflicts, and it is okay for your students to have conflicts because this is going to be an instrument so that they can grow. Okay, so dapat habang yung medyo bata-bata pa yung mga estudyante mo, po pwede mo silang i-guide kung paano i-resolve yung conflict na to. Pero habang naging matanda naman, pag college naman, hindi mo na pinanghihimasukan, no? Alam na nila kung paano i-solve yung conflict. Okay, so letter D, hindi po letter D yung ating sagot because we can of course never ensure that there will never be any conflicts inside your classroom. There will always be conflicts inside your classroom. But of course, if each one of your student is accounted for. Each one has a friend. Then there's going to, of course, be social safety. No, we can be instrumental to having a social safety in our atmosphere, in our environment, in our classroom. Now, papasok no yung meron akong ibang friends dito na may mga anak na first time pumasok. So, merong mga anak dito na umiiyak, mga ayaw pumasok kasi first time nga. But then again, one way for that child to have the adjustment, no, para maging well adjusted yung bata, sana makatagpo yung teacher, sana mag-guide din yung student, yung teacher sana ma-introduce yung student sa ibang estudyante, lalo na sa mga local na students, at sana makapag-socialize siya, makapag-find siya ng friends niya. Okay, so number 4, letter C po ang ating sagot, letter C. Now we move on with number 5. Which of the following is not an example of the psychosocial benefits of teaching effective interactions through modeling oral and written communication skills? Is it letter A, creating connections, letter B, building compassion, letter C, improving student ability, or letter D, developing rapport? Bawi sa next question, sabi ni Ma'am Judilyn Ruiz. Tama po. Mm-hmm. Ayun, meron na pala tayong members ng Team Piaget. Ayan si Ma'am Annalisa Baguio Jason Columbres. Good evening po, Ma'am Mek. Member na po ako ng Team Piaget. Pero nanonood pa rin ako tuwing kayo ay nagla-live. Watching from Zamboanga City. Hello po. Ayan ba? May hugot din si Sir Clark Langilaw. Be careful with the people. Sometimes they backstab you. Tama. Okay, number 5. I see a lot of letters C's. First timer. Okay, that's Ma'am Arsenia Igdalino. Hello po and welcome. Okay, thank you so much, Ma'am. Sir Tolitz de Leon Pasamba for sending stars to us. Maraming salamat, Sir Tolitz, for the stars. Sir Nasser Biharon, maraming salamat po for the watch party. Again, next weekend po, wala na po tayong live through our YouTube channel and also through our Facebook page. Yung live po natin would be final coaching na po kasi, so exclusive siya for our Gurong Pinoy teams, no? So kung hindi pa po kayo member ng ating teams, Team Gardner and Team Erickson, magpa-member na po kayo. Mag-send po kayo ng message later sa aming Facebook page. If you are watching us on Facebook right now, mag-send po kayo ng message later. If hindi talaga kayang magpa-member, balikan nyo po lahat ng videos natin sa YouTube channel. Ang dami pong videos dyan. Almost 300 videos po meron tayo sa ating YouTube channel. So balikan nyo po yan lahat. And one method that you can check whether you have already watched a video or not is i-like nyo po yung kada video na inyong winawatch. Or maybe you can leave a comment para pag nakita mo siya at nakita mong na-like mo na siya, sasabihin mo, of course, you'll be aware na napanood mo na yung video. There are so many videos po in our YouTube channel now. So, may mga 30 items tayong videos, meron tayong 15 items na videos, meron 20 item na videos. Okay, so balikan nyo na lang po lahat kung hindi po talaga kayo po pwedeng maging member. But of course, we are encouraging that you become a member dahil kompleto, of course, yung ating magiging discussion for our final coaching. Okay, paki-share po ng ating video. Please do share our video. Ma'am Glory Ann Aban. Ma'am, what time po ba ang final coaching sa major? Your final coaching for the major is going to be recorded. So I will start uploading the putting in the items later, no? So by Saturday makikita niyo na po yung items, and of course we will be uploading the video discussions of those items. Yes, that's a very good question, Ma'am Laika Flores. Ma'am Mek, hello po. 7 p.m. po ba ang start ng final coaching natin next weekend? Yes, 7 p.m. po para po makapag-settle ang lahat. Makakain muna kayo ng dinner and of course magtabi kayo ng snack, no? Maglagay kayo ng snack sa inyong tabi because it would take longer than the usual because of course we are going to have 50 items. Okay, so 50 items. Okay, now we move on with number 5, going back to number 5 dito. Which of the following is not an example of the psychosocial benefits of teaching effective interactions through modeling oral and written communication skills? Is it letter A, creating connections, letter B, building compassion, letter C, improving student ability, or letter D, developing rapport? Now we are looking for something that is not an example of the psychosocial benefits. Okay, psychosocial benefits, that means it is something that affects the psychology of the child and of course the social ability of the child. Okay, so we are looking for one that is not an example of psychosocial benefit of teaching effective interactions through modeling oral and written communication skills. And of course, the correct choice here would be letter C. Tama yung letter C. Letter C is improving student ability. Hindi po siya benefit ng social interaction. No? So, hindi siya kasama sa benefit ng inyong social interaction. Of course, student ability would be pertaining to cognition, pertaining to the mental ability of your student. Creating connections, building compassion, developing rapport would all be under social connections. Okay, so psychosocial benefits sila. All right, so letter C for number 5. We move on with number 6. All these statements are correct except letter A, setting high academic expectations helps students achieve the best of their ability. Letter B, teachers should change their expectations constantly so that students do not get used to them and become bored. Letter C, after a teacher establishes classroom norms, he or she should make sure that they are clear and understood by every student. Letter D, when establishing classroom norms and expectations, the student's age and grade level should be taken into account. What do you think is the best choice for number 6? We are looking for the exception. Okay, huwag kaligtaan, palaging hindi nyo nakikita yung except and not. Ma'am Carla May Gornes Angkahan, if you are not first, ano to ma'am? Ano po yung question niyo ma'am? How about for non-first takers ma'am? Kung alam niyo na po yung inyong, you might be asking whether makaka-join kayo ng final coaching, kung member po kayo ng Team Gardner or Team Erickson, pero hindi po kayo magti-take this September. Yan yata yung tanong ni Ma'am Carla. You can still join our final coaching. So po pwede po kayong mag-join ng final coaching natin for Team Gardner and Team Erickson kahit hindi pa po kayo makaka-take this September. No? Pag member po kayo ng Team Gardner, Team Erickson, ay po pwede po kayo mag-join. Ma'am Gina Tanap, your question might be for your majorship. Yung majorship po ninyo ay sa inyong Google Classroom. So balikan nyo po yung Google Classroom nyo for your majorship. Sa sets nyo po dati, balikan nyo po yun. Okay, letter B. I see a lot of letter B's for number 6. Okay, so letter B is the correct choice here. Tama yung letter B, okay? So exception, hinahanap natin yung exception. Teachers should change their expectations constantly so that students do not get used to them and become bored. Your expectations are part of your class procedures, no? Kung ano yung ginagawa nila sa klase, ano yung mga expectations mo, pag ganito yung group work, ano ba yung dapat na behavior nila, pag pupunta sila na restroom, paano ba yung inyong class procedures, no? So we do not change that. We have to be consistent, we have to be firm, we have to be strict, no? So firm ka dapat. You shouldn't be changing your expectations. Dapat i-firm yung expectations mo, consistent ka sa inyong classrooms, your classroom rules and procedures para mabilis maging routine sa inyong estudyante. So letter B here is the correct choice for number 6. Going to number 7 now. What is the definition of assistive technology? Is it letter A, an expensive piece of equipment that helps a student move to different locations in the school? Letter B, a device students must wear during physical therapy. Letter C, any device, program, or piece of equipment that helps a student learn, communicate, or function better. Or letter D, a device that eliminates a student's disability. Is it A, B, C, or D? Which one do you think is the best choice for number 7? Number 7 na po tayo, mga kaguro. Go ahead, put your answer in the chat box. Number 7, I see a lot of letter C's. Letter C, letter C. Again, please do send us your stars if you are watching us live on Facebook right now. And if you think this video is helping you, mag-send po ng inyong stars. If you're watching us naman through YouTube, you can send us your super chat, super stickers. Maraming salamat po. Number 7, I see a lot of letter C's. Letter C's. Okay, and that is the correct choice here. It is any device, program, or piece of equipment that helps a student learn, communicate, or function better. And that is called assistive technology. Okay, so letter C ay tama for number 7. Halos lahat yata ay tama. Going to number 8. Which of the following is an example of a high-tech assistive technology device? Letter A, planner or calendar. Letter B, graphic organizer. Letter C, alternative keyboard. Or letter D, highlighter. Okay, which one do you think is the best choice? Ano kaya yung tamang choice for number 8? Ma'am Sohaila Di Makaling, Ma'am Cristel Caligan Lucas II, Ma'am Saida Sangiban Palunsay, maraming salamat po for the watch party. Ganon din kay Ma'am Marina Balakwit. Thank you so much. Okay, number 8, maraming B. B, letter B. Letter B. For number 8, meron din namang letter C. Okay, C. Karamihan ay letter B. Karamihan kaya ay tama or karamihan kaya ay ligwak na naman? Okay, so number 8, B, C. Okay, BC karamihan. Now, going back to your question, kayo kasi minsan or usually, alam nyo yung sagot pero hindi nyo binabasa ng maigi yung tanong. Especially sa ProfEd natin, no, yung sagot nandyan na mismo, yung pinaka-hint mo nandyan sa tanong. So kung marunong kang mag-analyze ng questions mo, marunong kang maghimay ng questions mo sa ProfEd, magiging tama yung sagot mo, no? So usually kasi mali yung sagot nyo dahil hindi nyo hinihima yung question, hindi nyo binabasa ng maigi yung question, hindi nyo ina-analyze yung question natin. Minsan napakadali ng question, sigurado kayo sa sagot nyo, pero mali dahil hindi nyo binasa ng maigi yung question. Okay, ayan. May nag-final answer, may nagpalit ng answer ha. Okay. Which of the following is an example of a high-tech? Ayan, nakalagay high-tech assistive technology device. Okay? So saan dito yung high-tech? Ang dami nang palit. Okay? So again, basahing maigi. Basahing maigi. Okay? High-tech. High-tech. Okay, is it letter A, planner or calendar? Your planner and calendar, alam niyo to, kalendaryo lang siya or planner. Minsan parang notebook lang siya, no? Ginagamit mo for planning. Graphic organizer po pwedeng papel. Okay, so dyan yung KWL chart mo is an example of your graphic organizer. Po pwedeng yung spider web na graphic organizer. Po pwedeng yung fishbone, no, na graphic organizer for cause and effect. Alternative keyboard, so meron kang ibang keyboard na ginagamit, okay, when using your device, using your laptop, your devices, no, iba yung keyboard na ginagamit mo, alternative keyboard. Or highlighter, yung highlighter is just a pen, di ba? Yung highlighter nyo ay pen lang siya na ginagamit nyo for highlighting. So, ni-highlight yung words sa libro, no? So, minsan yellow siya, fluorescent yellow, yung neon yellow, neon green. Usually, yan yung kulay ng ating highlighter. Minsan may pink. Okay? Oh, ang dami pang nag-letter D. So again, we are looking for high-tech here. And of course, out of the 4, yung high-tech dito would be letter C. Yan lang naman yung high-tech dito, alternative keyboard. So keyboard siya. Ito papel lang siya. Ito pen lang siya. Okay, so again, high-tech assistive technology device would be letter C. First timer, watching from Karanglan, Nueva Ecija, Ma'am Lorna Tablang. Welcome po, welcome. Okay, we move on to number 9. Awit pero move on. Okay, what do student jobs in the classroom help students emulate? Is it letter A, jobs they might want to do when they're adults? Letter B, how teachers work together? Letter C, how teachers can improve student motivation? Letter D, how people are responsible for jobs in a large scale community or society? Okay, which one is the best choice for number 9? Ayun, kulang talaga sa comprehension na basahing maigi. Basahing maigi yung inyong sagot, ay inyong tanong. Ma'am Hanin, Mick, Tiago, maraming salamat po for sharing our video. First time sa Facebook Live, pero every night nanonood ng mga previous videos on YouTube. Sir AJ De Guzman, maraming salamat po for tuning in tonight. Ma'am Cristel Caligan Lucas II, ma'am, wala po ba kayong majorship for physical science? Wala po tayong majorship for physical science. Meron po tayong 4 na videos no, for physical science. So hanapin niyo po yung kay Doc H. Doc H, i-type niyo po Doc H Guru Pinoy. Meron po siyang 4 na videos. Okay, 9. What do you think is the best choice here? Okay, may A, may D. Ano yung best option mo dito? Yung best choice? Again, for number 9, what do student jobs in the classroom help students emulate? Student jobs, meron kang job sa classroom mo, merong chairman of the board, siya yung nag-e-erase ng writing sa board, no? Merong taga-sulat ng date sa board mo, merong kang taga-kolekta ng papel, okay? Meron kang taga-sulat ng noisy, okay? So meron kang taga-kolekta ng fine, yung ambag, for example, or yung fine for being noisy. So what do student jobs in the classroom help students emulate? Anong ginagaya ng inyong student jobs inside the classroom? Emulate is of course to imitate. Okay, is it letter A, jobs they might want to do when they're adults? Letter B, how teachers work together? Letter C, how teachers can improve student motivation? Or letter D, how people are responsible for jobs in a large-scale community or society. X na itong letter B mo and letter C because this is pertaining to the teachers. Okay? So, hindi naman ito yung pinag-uusapan natin, student jobs and students po, yung ating pinag-uusapan. The best choice here would be letter D, how people are responsible for jobs in a large-scale community or society. We cannot choose letter A, jobs they might want to do when they're adults. Hindi forever, no? When they become adults, hindi nila gagawin, hindi magiging job nila yung pag-e-erase ng whiteboard, ng blackboard or ng green board, no? Hindi naman yung magiging ganyan yung kanilang job. But you are actually teaching them responsibility. Responsibility lang naman yung tiniteach mo diyan sa inyong estudyante. Iba-iba yung jobs nila. Minsan kahit sa cleaners lang, no? So responsibility is the one that we are teaching them. We are trying to make them emulate those people, the responsible people in our society, large-scale society, large-scale community. Those who are doing their jobs. Okay, sa mga frontliners natin, maraming salamat po. Sa mga taong continuously ay nagtatrabaho, maraming salamat. Sa mga nawala ng trabaho, kapit lamang po, no? Babalik din sa new normal or magkakaroon din ng new normal lahat-lahat. Okay, so magpa-vaccine. Pag meron ng vaccine, magpa-vaccine po kayo. Hindi po tayo magiging zombie kapag nagpa-vaccine tayo. Okay, so number 9, letter D po ang ating correct choice. Number 10, the learning environment does not include blank. Okay, letter A, the physical arrangement of the desks. Letter B, the number of books on the shelves. Letter C, the general atmosphere or feeling of the class. Letter D, the classroom decorations. Okay, which one do you think is the best choice? Best choice for number 10. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, number 10, there's B. Okay, karamihang sagot ay letter B. Again, please do share our video. If you are watching us especially sa ating Facebook, no, mag-share po kayo ng inyong video. Ma'am Kath Pinuela, nakita ko yung nag-pop up yung message mo sa Gurong Pinoy. Yung tanong ni Ma'am Kath is, ano po yung benefit ng pagiging member? Well, unang-una, pag member po kayo ng Gurong Pinoy teams in the morning of the weekend, usually, no, sa weekend, in the morning, like 6 a.m., 7 a.m., ay pinopost po yung ating test yung quizzes po. So they take the test through quizzes. So itong mga questions na to, nasagutan to nila, no? Nasagutan to ng ating members kanina. So they get to see the link in their Facebook page, sa kanilang Facebook group sa Team Gardner or Team Erickson. Nakikita nila yung quizzes link, and of course they can answer the test. Okay, so na-answeran po to nilang test na to in the morning until 6 p.m. Now, by 6 p.m., of course, you can go ahead and watch our live stream. Po pwedeng hindi ka member, nakakapanood ka naman ng live stream if we are doing our live stream on YouTube and Facebook. Now, another benefit of being a member is that they receive copies of our PowerPoint presentation. So after this live stream, yung PowerPoint presentation po natin ay ina-upload po sa ating Gurong Pinoy Teams. Okay, so they can easily download the materials, they can easily print the materials. Po pwede din nilang i-save yung materials. And of course, if we have major exams, and usually sa major exams natin ay meron tayong papremyo, yung major exams natin, no, ay nagiging exclusive for our Gurong Pinoy Team. So kakatapos lamang ng ating grand tournament, abangan nyo po yung announcement kung sino po yung nanalo. So first place is 3,000. Second place is 2,000 and third place is 1,000. So dyan po natin ginagamit yung funds natin from your stars and from the super chat, super stickers that you're sending. Okay, so yung major exams, usually with prizes, ay exclusive lamang para sa ating Gurong Pinoy teams. And of course, yung pinakamalaking benefit is your final coaching. Okay, so wala nang babayarang extra for the final coaching until the pre-board, no? So wala nang bayad. Yung final coaching po kasi natin ay magiging exclusive for our Gurong Pinoy teams. So again, next weekend, yung ating live stream would be through Team Erickson and Team Gardner. Hindi na po sa ating Facebook page, hindi na po sa ating YouTube channel. So again, if you can become a member, magpa-member na po kayo para ma-add po kayo sa Team Erickson, para maka-join po kayo ng final coaching that is going to start at 7 p.m. on Saturday. And of course, kung hindi talaga maipush maging member ng Gurong Pinoy Teams, ay balikan niyo po lahat ng videos na meron tayo sa YouTube. Okay? There's over 300 videos on YouTube. So balikan niyo po yung lahat. Alright, so number 10. Ayan, si Sir Ruel Igano. Sinong nagsabi niyan? Hinahanap. Ayun, si Cap Emerson Barbosa. Yung benefit daw po ay tatalino ka. Okay, so napakarami pong readings, napakaraming materials ang ina-upload doon, and of course kailangan mong mag-attend din ng live stream because nandito yung ating discussion. Okay, so yung benefit daw po ay tatalino ka. Okay, number 10, the learning environment does not include, and letter B here is the correct choice. Tama kayo, nakabawi. Okay, so letter B, hindi siya kasali, no, the number of books on the shelves. Minsan nga walang libro. Ako, hindi na ako gumagamit ng libro. Walang libro na dito. No? Everything is online. So, all the apps that we're using would be online. So, iba-ibang online apps na lang ginagamit. Walang libro. I don't use the books. No? I never used any of the books here. The physical arrangement of the desk, yes, tama. Nahirapan akong mag-arrange ng aking desk dahil meron akong 30 students. So, hindi na napapractice yung masyadong malaking space, no, yung physical distancing. The general atmosphere or feeling of the class, yes, of course, that's part of your learning environment. The classroom decorations, of course. So hindi po pwedeng sobrang clutter ng classroom mo, hindi po pwedeng punong-puno ng decorations. Dapat yung decorations mo ay akma din sa iyong topic, no? Especially yung mga nakalagay sa bulletin board mo, dapat connected sa iyong topic. So dapat nga yung bulletin board display ay pinapalitan every quarter. Okay? Pinapalitan siya, updated siya dapat. Kung may mga nakapost ka na students work, dapat ay up-to-date din siya na students work. Okay? So number 10, letter B is the best choice. Okay, ligwak pa rin. Number 11, a statement from a teacher such as, you scored well on these tests. Did you guess the correct answers? Is an example of a blank attribution. Is it letter A, luck-based? Letter B, effort-based? Letter C, task difficulty? Or letter D, ability-based? Okay, which one do you think is the best choice for number 11? Number 11. Okay, I see A for number 11. Okay, there's A. A lot of you are saying letter A for number 11. Done sharing. Maraming salamat, Sir Alvin Castillon. Watching from YouTube. Okay, letter A. Karamihang sagot ay letter A. Ma'am Lyle Lub, maraming salamat po for sharing our video. Sir J.M. Bukala, maraming salamat for tagging your friends. All right, number 11, correct choice of course would be letter A. Okay, bastos din tong teacher na to, no? Sabi you scored well on this test. Did you guess the correct answers? Okay, guessing the correct answer, of course, your choice would be luck-based. So para sa kanya ay lucky lamang yung student na nag-guess lamang, hindi siya based on effort, hindi siya based sa task difficulty, no? Maaaring mataas yung score niya dahil easy lang yung task. That's task difficulty. Or hindi din siya based sa ability. Okay, so sabi ng teacher, did you guess the correct answer? It is attributed to luck. Okay, sinuwerte lamang yung student. So number 11, letter A po ang ating answer. We move on with number 12. What kind of groups should you use in a learner-centered classroom? What kind of groups should you use in a learner-centered classroom? Is it letter A, flexible groups that change often? Letter B, no groups, all independent work. Letter C, the same groups of students all year. Or letter D, none of these. Okay, which one do you think is the best choice for number 12? Iba ang feeling pag live nakaka-participate sa sagutan. Tama po, Sir AJ de Guzman. Maraming salamat, Sir Nap Lumugdang II for sending us stars. Maraming salamat, Sir Nap. And of course, congratulations na pagtagumpayan ang naging challenge sa health, no? Healed na si Sir Nap. Ma'am Sunny Rose, yes. Ma'am Sunny Rose Faustor Algones, maraming salamat po for sharing our video. Thank you so much. Again, please do share our video so that we can reach out to more people para matulungan din po sila. Maraming salamat po. Ma'am Marjeline Corpus, maraming salamat for the watch party. Okay, number 12. I see a lot of letter A's. And number 12, letter A is the correct choice here, okay? So if you have a learner-centered classroom, that means the learners are the focus of your classroom, the learners are the priority of your classroom, your kind of groupings will be flexible, okay? So it's going to change often. It's going to be flexible grouping. Meron kang minsan pair work, meron kang minsan group work, minsan depende sa magiging activities mo, no? Hindi po pwedeng no groups, all independent work. Hindi din pwedeng the same groups for students all year. So, nagkakaiba siya, paiba-iba. Okay, of course, we cannot choose none of these. Okay, so letter A dito yung ating tamang choice, flexible groups that change often. Okay, now, in my case, hindi ako masyadong mag-group dahil nga sa social distancing na dapat wala munang groups ngayon, no? At least for the first part of the semester, for the first part of the school year. Okay, so letter A, flexible groups. That would be the correct choice for number 12. Letter A, tama po. Number 13, which of the following is true about short-term memory? Okay, letter A, it can hold vast amounts of information for short periods. Letter B, it can hold vast amounts of information indefinitely. Letter C, it can hold small amounts of information briefly. Or letter D, it can hold a moderate amount of information indefinitely. Okay, which one do you think is the best choice for number 13? 13 na po tayo. Number 13. Ma'am Julian 274. Ma'am, paano maka-join sa majorship? Coaching, thanks. Mag-send po kayo ng message sa ating Facebook page after po ng ating live stream. Sir Ruel Abelyar, na late, habol lang po. Okay lang po yan, Sir Ruel. Galing sa church, no? So kami dito mag-church pa lang after this. 13. I see a lot of letter A's. Merong letter C. May ilang letter C. Karamihan ay letter A. Okay, this is question 13. Ayan na naman, maliligwak na naman kayo dahil hindi nyo binabasa ng maigi ang ating question. Okay, A or C. Going back to the question that we have here. Ma'am Ednalyn Agkawile, maraming salamat po for sharing our video. Now, number 13, which of the following is true about short-term memory? Short-term memory po, yung ating hinahanap, short-term memory. Okay? So, pag sinabi mong short-term memory, the correct choice here would be letter C. Letter C po ang tamang sagot dito. No? Ang sagot dito, it can hold small amounts of information, small amounts, and briefly, that means limited period. Okay, so it's going to be a limited period of time. The White Tide Lily Channel, new subscriber, maraming salamat po for subscribing and welcome to Gurung Pinoy. Okay, so again, letter C, it can hold small amounts of information briefly. That's your short-term memory. Hindi po vast amounts, that's a function of your long-term memory. Okay? It can hold vast amounts of information indefinitely. Ito po yung pinaka-definition ng inyong long-term memory. It can hold a moderate amount, hindi po. Yung inyong short-term memory holds small amounts and briefly lamang. Okay, briefly. So, minsan may nagiging joke nga, no? Nakita mo ba si ganito? Nakita mo ba yung boyfriend ng kaibigan mo ganito? Pogi ba? Naging or na-store lang siya sa short-term memory ko. So that means hindi siya ganun ka-memorable. Okay? Pag na-store siya sa inyong long-term memory, that means maaalala mo siya indefinitely, no? In a very long time, and it is going to be stored in your memory for a really long time, no? So minsan nagiging joke siya, no? Sa short-term memory ko lamang siya. Hindi ko siya maaalala for such a long time. Okay, so letter C is the correct choice here. It can hold small amounts of information and just briefly. Okay, so daming mali tonight. Need focus in reading. Tama yan, Ma'am Ana. Okay, push lang. Number 14. Joe recently had an accident that resulted in a brain injury. He remembers events before the accident and the name of every doctor and nurse he's met at the hospital, but still cannot recall what happened on the day of the accident. Which part of the memory process has likely been affected? Is it letter A, storage, letter B, associating, letter C, retrieval, or letter D, imagining? 2 GB lang ba ang inyong memory? Aba, active daw ang short-term memory always ni Sir Yancy Tastic. Fantastic. Okay, number 14. I see a lot of letter C's. Letter C's for number 14. Letter C. Letter C and letter C here is the correct choice. Okay, so tama, at least nakabawi, no? So letter C, number 14. Number 14 po, letter C. This is retrieval. Now, if you are talking about the functions of your brain, now there are 3 processes there. The first one would be encoding. So when you say encoding, your brain gets new information. Storage, of course, there are 2 ways through which information is stored in your memory. After na encode yung new information, maaring ma-store siya in your short-term memory. Ngayon mo lang siya naaalala. After a few minutes, no, a few months, ay nakalimutan mo na. Or it can be long-term memory. So long-term memory, that is something very significant and you are going to store that in your brain indefinitely. And of course, retrieval, the last stage is when you remember certain facts, certain information, no? You remember them, you retrieve them from the filing cabinets, from the storage of your brain, and usually this is done through association. Na-associate mo siya, no? Minsan, pag may nakita ka, nagkaroon ka ng ex, for example, hugot lagi ito, no? Pag meron ka ng ex, kinalimutan mo na siya, wala na siya sa inyong guni-guni, no? Hindi mo na siya iniisip. Pero ngayon may nakita ka, may nakilala ka, kasamahan mo for example sa trabaho, na kamukhang-kamukha ng ex mo. Pag nagsasalita, pag gumagalaw, ay parang yung ex mo. And so, you associate that person with your ex. And so ngayon, na-remember mo ulit yung ex mo. Okay? So that's retrieval. When you remember information, usually you use association. So again, encoding is when your brain gets new information, how you put new information in your brain, and then of course you have storage. Okay, so storage, there's short-term, long-term memory, and retrieval is the last part. This is when you recall certain information. Usually we use association so that we can recall information. Maraming salamat, Ma'am Minnie Guzman, for your super sticker. Thank you po, Ma'am Minnie. She's also one of our supporters. Maraming salamat po. Sana all may X or Alex Canubas. Okay, number 15. What type of thinking skills are used for PBL experiences? Is it letter A, high-level skills? Letter B, PBL doesn't require thinking skills. Letter C, self-directed skills. Or letter D, low-level skills. Okay, what type of thinking skills are we using for PBL? Si Sir Alvi din pala, nagsabi din sana all my ex. Sir JM, maraming salamat for tagging your friends. Thank you po. Number 15. Malaking tulong po ito. Salamat po, sabi ni Ma'am She Bigaw. Maraming salamat din po. Thank you. All right, 15. I see a lot of letter A's. Letter A. Pa-shout out ma'am, watching from Kumamoto, Japan. Now lang, sali ulit. Sir Christian Zar Gakusan Apdan. Hello po, welcome back Sir Christian. Matagal yatang nawala Sir Christian. Maraming salamat po. And of course, hello, he is watching from Kumamoto, Japan. Konnichiwa. Tama ba yung konnichiwa? Yes, anong ibig sabihin ng PBL? We will go to that in just a few seconds, Sir Ruel Igano. Okay, so karamihang sagot ninyo ay letter A. And letter A is the correct choice here. Okay, puntahan natin yung ating explanation. So this right here is PBL. It's problem-based learning. Okay, problem-based learning po ang PBL. So what happens in your PBL is that you give a question that guides an investigation. There's going to be, your students are going to do hands-on learning experiences. And then of course, they are going to come up with a solution to the question in the form of a presentation. That's your problem-based learning. So that's PBL or problem-based learning. Now, yung problem-based learning mo, of course, would be using high-level thinking skills. Your students are going to analyze, are going to create, they will defend, they are going to evaluate situations. No? So, high-level thinking skills, kaya high-level thinking skills po yung ating sagot. Now, it's also going to be intercurricular. That means your students are going to use reading, there's writing, there's math, there's other subjects. So, samot-saring skills yung kailangan nila para masagot yung inyong questions. Now, as for the components of your PBL, you would always start with your essential question. Your essential question, para siyang essential question ng K-12 mo, no? It doesn't have a right answer and it needs deep understanding of content for it to be answered. That's your essential question. So, unang-una, you'd start posing your essential question. So, unang-una, ipupush mo yung ipupush at ipupost mo yung inyong essential question. This is a question. And of course, your students are going to do interactive activities, no? Your students are going to use self-direction. The students are going to be responsible for finding a solution to the problem. And lastly, you will have culminating project. Okay, so the team of students would present their findings to the class. That's your culminating project. Siya yung tinatawag na culminating project, yung panghuli, pangwakas na gawain ng inyong estudyante. Okay, so that's your PBL and that's your problem-based learning. Okay, now we move on with number 16. So again, number 15, letter A po, yung ating hinahanap doon, high-level thinking skills. Okay? Number 16, what is the end project? Kakasabi ko lang, what is the end project for PBL called? Is it letter A, final production? Letter B, cooperative experience? Letter C, culminating project? Or letter D, finale? Sir Arman Garcia, mag-send po kayo ng message later in this page po. Okay, so i-click nyo po yung ating profile picture at mag-send po kayo ng inyong message dyan if you'd want to become a member. Sir Papa Peds, good eve po Mamek. Naabutan ko rin po ang live. Late nga lang always. Watch po ako ng mga previous videos. Very useful po para sa amin. Keep safe po and God bless from Gumaca, Quezon. Hello po, welcome. Kinagagalak naming makaabot ka no, sa ating live ngayon. Number 16 na po tayo. Balikan na lamang po yung mga na-miss nyong questions. Watching from Zamboanga City, Sir Popoy TV, I hope to become a member here. Mag-send po kayo ng message sa ating Facebook page, sir. Gurong Pinoy din po siya. Okay, going back to question 16, of course, the correct choice here would be letter C. Okay, so letter C po ang ating tamang choice for number 16. Kakasabi ko lang na culminating project po yung ating tawag. Sir Arman Garcia, again, if you want to become a member, i-click nyo po yung profile picture natin dyan later. Then, mag-send po kayo ng inyong message. Meron din po tayong mga automatic messages na automatic replies. Ma'am Barbie Riza Estacion, basahin ko lamang yung comment ni ma'am. Ma'am Mek, good evening po. Member po ako ng Team Gardner. Hindi pa po ako makakakuha ng LET this September. Paano po magpapatuloy sa team namin, ma'am? Again, we are going to start with a new team and that's going to be Team Piaget. It will start by October. So by October po, lahat ng ating magiging lessons would be through Team Piaget na. So if you are currently a member of Team Gardner, ay mag-message po kayo sa ating Facebook page para po maayos ang inyong membership po ninyo for Team Piaget. Okay, so ililipat po kayo sa Piaget. Number 17, what is the question that drives PBL called? Kakasabi ko rin nito, no? Kaka-mention ko lang. Is it letter A, essential question? Letter B, important question? Letter C, answerable question? Or letter D, learning-centered question? Okay, which one is the correct choice for number 17? Good evening po, Ma'am Mek. Thanks sa live video mo from Culase Antique. God bless. Sir Chris Dion. Maraming salamat for tuning in. Halong kamodira sa Antique. Kruhay Antique. Tinawanan ako ni Sir Migs. Ni Sir Ram dito. Okay, number 17, letter A. Letter A, karaming sagot. Kakadiscuss lang natin yung parts ng inyong PBL. So always start with your essential question. So tama yung letter A. Then of course, interactive activities, yung classroom activities mo should be interactive, hands-on classroom activities. And of course, it would end with your culminating project. Okay, so 17 is letter A. All right, we move on. Number 18. What does the teacher do during a PBL experience? So ikaw naman bilang teacher, ano yung ginagawa mo habang yung mga estudyante mo ay gumagawa ng PBL experience nila, gumagawa ng kanila activities which is based on PBL, your problem-based learning. Is it letter A, grade papers, letter B, support students, letter C, answer emails, or letter D, take a break? Okay, which one do you think is the best choice? Sir Abdullah Mundas, Assalamualaikum Ma'am Mek, watching from Parang Maguindanao. Hello po, welcome back, Sir Abdullah Mundas. Walaikum assalam. Okay, 18. Ano yung gagawin mo? Okay, I see a lot of letter B's. Meron din namang letter A. Letter A, letter B. Maraming letter A at letter B. Okay. Karamihan letter B. May iilang letter A. Okay, so habang busy-busy yung estudyante mong gumagawa ng kanilang activities, ito yung ginagawa ng estudyante mo. Ano yung inyong gagawin as a teacher? Mag-grade ka ng papers, isusupport mo yung students mo, letter C, mag-answer ka ng emails mo, or might be your messages sa inyong messenger, sa inyong Facebook Messenger, or take a break. Sabi ni ma'am, punta muna ako ng Starbucks. Okay, or magkakape muna ako. And of course, the best choice here would be letter B, you need to support your students. You need to go around the classroom, i-check mo sino yung gumagawa, sino yung hindi, or pwedeng magbigay ka din ng instructions sa students mo. If you have questions, just raise your hand and I will come. Okay, so raise your lang yung hand. Once someone has raised his or her hand, pwede kayong lumapit sa kanya at tanungin, what's the problem? Okay, which one do you think, which one is your question? Okay, so you need to support your students, especially pag merong nag-o-observe sa'yo, hindi pwedeng nakaupo ka lang, nag-grade ka ng papers mo at nagkakape ka. So, dapat paikot-ikot ka, chine-check mo, maaaring yung iba sa kanila, iba na yung ginagawa, nag-YouTube na or nag-Roblox na. So, you have to support your students, especially if they have questions. And napaka-importante din na diniscuss mo ng maigi yung instructions, no? Pag may mga virtual lab, pag may mga activities silang kailangan nilang tapusin, dapat klaro yung instructions para wala ng distractions, wala ng maraming tanong. Okay? So letter B, that would be to support students. Okay? Number 19, what is problem-based learning? Letter A, an education model that poses a question and allows students to research answers. Letter B, an education model used only in kindergarten. Letter C, an education model led by teachers that uses memorization and testing. Or letter D, an education model that relies on lectures and notes. Okay, kilala nyo na si PBL. So which one do you think is the best choice? For number 19. Number 19, ano kaya ang tamang choice? Mhm. Sir Adolfo Pimentel Mari, diniscuss po natin a while ago yung tanong ni Sir, Ma'am, ano po ba ang PBL? Bago kasi sa pandinig ko. Okay, na-late yata si Sir Adolfo Pimentel Mari, na-discuss po natin a while ago. So it is problem-based learning. You start by giving your students essential question, and the students are going to do research based on the essential question so that they can answer the essential question. You're also going to give them interactive activities, hands-on activities, so that they can come up with their answers. And lastly, they are going to present their findings. Okay, they'll have their culminating project. Philippine Basketball League, sabi ni Sir Daryl Jan Viray. Okay, so that would be number 19, that is letter A. Tama po yan. So an education model that poses a question, you call that question essential question. You allow your students to do the research, no? So hands-on activities for your students. Then of course, the last part would be their culminating project. Okay, so that's your PBL. Now, going to the last item, last question for tonight. All of these are possible ways to scaffold a unit about the Revolutionary War, except for, okay, so letter A, provide students with extra sources of information about the war, websites, videos, etc. Letter B, teach mini lessons about important figures of the time. Letter C, teach important vocabulary terms relevant to the unit. Or letter D, teach one class period lesson that covers all aspects of the war in a lecture format. Which one do you think is our choice for number 20? Number 20 na po tayo. Okay? Now again, this is going to be the last night that we have our live stream through our Facebook page and also through our YouTube channel. We will start with our final coaching by next weekend. That will be at 7 p.m. Philippine time. And that will be on or through Team Gardner and also through Team Erickson. So again, if you can still become a member of Team Erickson, please do send us a message through our Facebook page so that you can join our final coaching. All the final coaching materials, all the final coaching videos will be for free for the members of our Gurong Pinoy teams. It's all exclusive for our members. So magpa-member na po kayo so that you can join our final coaching. Now, after the let of September 2021, of course, we will start with Team Piaget, and that will be by October, no? So last week of October po yung ating Team Piaget, mag-start po tayo, and by that time, diretso tayo sa ating live streams. Okay, 20. Last one. Last one po. Okay, last one. We are looking for the exception here. Sana nakita niyo yung except. Okay, all of these are possible ways to scaffold a unit. Remember, your scaffolding, your scaffolds. When you say scaffold, it is any method, any tool that you use so that you can help your student improve, no? Improve yung academic achievement niya or the cognition of your student. Except what? And of course, the correct choice here would be letter D, no? That's the exception. Oh, may nag-sure na, hindi pa nakita yung term na except, no? So, palagi kayong namamali dahil hindi nyo nakikita yung except, yung not. Okay, which is not, except, which one is not. Okay, so letter D dito yung ating exception. Pwede kang magbigay ng extra sources, that can be a scaffold. Pwede kang magbigay ng mini lessons, that would be a scaffold. Pwede kang mag-teach ng vocab. Okay, that's your scaffold. So D here is to just teach in one class period lahat na ng aspects in lecture format. Okay, this will not help your student. Okay, so letter D is what we're looking for, and that completes tonight's discussion. Okay, so again, please become a member of Gurong Pinoy team so that you can still join our final coaching, which will be exclusive to all our Gurong Pinoy teammates. Okay, but of course, tonight, we say goodbye by closing our activities with our closing prayer. So please join us as we have our prayer.
Muli po tayong manalangin. Our great God, salamat po sa oras po na ito na ibinigay mo sa amin na naging matagumpay po ang aming pag-aaral. Sana po marami po kaming mga natutunan, O Diyos. Sana po ipatuloy mo po kaming pagpalain sa mga plano po namin, Panginoon. Ikaw po ang aming dakilang pastol at ikaw po ay naghahanda ng lugar para sa amin. Sana po ay maganap na po ang mga ninanais po ng aming mga puso. Alam mo po yung mga pagsisikap namin, mga sacrifices namin para matupad po ang mga pangarap po namin na ito. Sana po sa lahat po ng mga member ng Gurong Pinoy International, sana po ipagpalain mo. Lalo po, Panginoon, na malapit na po ang exam. Patibayin mo po ang aming loob. Palakasin mo po ang aming damdamin, Panginoon, na hindi po kami matakot. Sa halip, mas lalo po kaming maghanda, Panginoon. Salamat po sa sakripisyo ni Ma'am Mek at ni Sir Ram para po sa bawat isa sa amin. Panginoon, salamat po sa lahat at ibinibigay po namin lahat yung mga concern namin sa inyo. Sa pangalan ni Jesus, ito po ang mga aming dalangin. Amen.
Amen. All right, again, please don't forget we are going to have our live stream for final coaching next weekend, and that's going to be through your Gurong Pinoy teams. Now that's Team Gardner and Team Erickson. So please join us, become a member of our Gurong Pinoy teams, and we will see you. That's going to be at 7 p.m. PH time. So again, 7 p.m. po, hindi po 6 p.m. Okay, so alas 7 po tayo magsisimula next Saturday. Okay, that's going to be through your Facebook group sa inyong Team Gardner and Team Erickson. Okay, so this has been Coach Mek of Gurong Pinoy, and of course, I will see you next Saturday, 7 p.m. through our Facebook groups no, sa ating Team Gardner and Erickson. Mag-join na po kayo. And of course, I leave you the saying, maliit man na butil ng mga kaalaman, ang dulo nito ay malaking kaginawaan. Maraming salamat, stay safe, and I'll see you mga kaguro. Bye!